Yes, I know how you are. You are fearless. I hope you're having an amazing day and an amazing week. And wherever you are, I pray that you are safe and warm with electricity, with Wi Fi, with water. I know that so many of you have been displaced from electricity out, very cold, to frozen pipes and broken water and housing 15 of your relatives. I know that it's been a difficult time for some of you. Some of you who are in warm weather. I think Nadine said it was going to be 86 in Florida today. And we're all over the country. But I just want you to know that I have been lingering in my quiet time and praying for each of your leaders and each of our area and believing that it is your time and your turn and that nothing gets into our lives without God's okay and that we can learn from it. And so I just hope you feel him close to you in love and grace and direction. I wanted to hop on here today because here we are in February and we're in red because it's all about your red. It's about your move up in red. It's about your first time red jacket. It's about your $2,000 team. Opening up and unlocking that second tier commission as an elite team leader. And so bottom line, I'm just really cheering you on. I'm looking for our next red jackets, our move up in red jackets, our advancing red jackets, those of you who add active team members, our $2,000 plus teams, and our directors who are committed to on the grow. So this month is important. We have our club grad on March 3rd. We'll be honoring all of our first time Reds, our move up in Reds, our team leader Reds, our $2,000 teams. And so it comes back down to that power program every single time. I hope that you'll go for a power 10 and just take a look. If you haven't been to our website lately, it's shawtime.pink. Click on learn and then click on I want a party or I want recognition. And then you can see where the P6, P3, P6, P10, what those numbers are, and make sure you're hitting it. When your director goes live on a skincare party or a clinical solutions or a team building, get on with multiple guests. I was just on with Diana Sumter in SD, who I was a guest for her team 2000. All of the women in her team who have at least 2000 or directors who had women who did 2000. And so we were talking about, just how in the day, the highs and the lows of the journey. And we were talking about some of my setbacks and a comeback story. And I was telling her just a little bit about, building my team. I didn't know how to recruit. I would just bring these sharp people to Nancy and I would sit them on all sides of me at the meeting. I'd be like, okay, go. And so, today you don't even have the barrier of a zip code that your director is not in your backyard. You just get her on a virtual. And so think of the sharpest, most dynamic, most successful, most confident, most connected women Get those women on your next Happy Skin Hour with their friends and get her on your next, whether it's a double dare or a group recruiting, get her on there. You can build your team exponentially from zero to hero. It only takes 90 days. And really, it takes that 1 month of pushing hard. For me, it was January of 1987. I went from literally one inactive team member to on target for my car in January. My skills didn't change, but my determination and my why had. And I remember February 8th calling Nancy to say, I'm not going to make it this month. I'm not going to be on target this month. And, it was this and that had happened and this and that is a short month and all those things. And then by golly, if she didn't just remind me, invite some more people, bring them to unit meeting and get a skincare party. It's 3 plus 3 plus 300. 3 skincare parties a week with at least 3 to 5 women there. 3 new face-to-face interviews. We're face-to-face right now, nose to nose. 3 new interviews and 300 or more in sales. Today that's 600 because the basic was $48 then. And so at least 600 in sales a week. And you push yourself to hit those benchmarks. When you win in the day, you can win in the week. When you win in the week, you can win in the month. And then in 90 days, you can change anything in 90 days, your body, your marriage, your business. So if in 90 days it takes you to earn a car, become a sales director, bring it down. What about in 1 month? What does it need to look like? And so what are the numbers, people in production in that 1 month that it needs to look like? And then divide that into 4. At this point, you might need to divide it into 2 because it's got to happen in 2 weeks. divide it into 4, and then what needs to happen this week? People and production. And then you go to work today on breaking that down in how many calls do I need to make? How many people do I need to book? How many people do I need to bring to the next Happy Skin Hour, Clinical Solutions, whatever product party your director is hosting? And then working full circle, getting them and their friends on the next recruiting opportunity, whether it's Double Dare or a big Zoom, whatever it is. Play with your director, play with her systems, and get people on. I was a director before I'd ever held my first personal recruiting interview. I just brought them all to Nancy, and I'm like, you get them. And she did. So I'm wearing red. Why? Because in the month of March, I'm going to start interviewing our red jackets, our new ones first. And then we're going to get to know all of our red jackets. I may wear the sweater every single day that I'm going to do a Zoom interview and post it on this Fearless page. I would love to interview you, and I would love to cheer you forward. I believe that God has called our area and our epic family to something extraordinary. And that extraordinary includes your extraordinary. It includes your move up in red. It includes your $2,000, $4,000, $10,000 team. It includes you as a DIQ, building your tribe and selecting the women that you want to do life with. Lately, during evening basketball watches with Thomas, his love language is quality time. His second one is words of affirmation. Yesterday, I said to him from the kitchen, Thomas, thank you so much for taking care of the Escalade and getting it out of the ice with AAA. I really appreciate that. He said, huh? I said, thank you again for taking care of the Escalade, getting it out of the ice and getting it to the garage, getting the snow off of it and taking care of the water in the garage. Thank you for that. He goes, I can't hear you. I walked into the TV room. I just said, thank you again for taking care of the Escalade. He goes, I heard you all 3 times. I'm like, oh, so your real language is words of affirmation. He goes, nope, it's quality time, but then it's words of affirmation. So quality time, we're watching basketball. So instead of surfing social media, which I'm not going to scroll. So here's the reality. I'm going to miss some of your Facebook posts. Unless you fully tag me, I'm going to miss most Facebook posts. But I was looking through my pictures because now on your iPhone, you can sort them by year and by month. So I'm going through and I'm looking at past years, 2005, 2006, 2007. Then I'll go to top director trips, right? And I'm looking at all these beautiful pictures of all these places all around the world that I've been and memories created and sent them to different national sales directors that I was with. And that's what I've been doing during basketball, which you hadn't really seen me do that because really what he wants with quality time is sit still and watch the game. But it's just caused me to remember that at my lowest points and my most discouraged, when I couldn't see the outcome, when circumstances were confusing or difficult or distracting, that I pushed through. I can't imagine what life would be like had I made a different choice on a difficult day. So I'm challenging you today. You have not called enough people. You have not invited enough people. You lead with your vision. Your vision is how far can you see? And it's like being on a dark road in a car with the lights off. You can't see at all. So dream big. Turn those lights on. Turn the lights on. That's how far you can see. Now, if you don't put it in park, that's as far as you're ever going to be able to see. And that's it. But if you put it in park and you start driving forward, you see further. So you have to put your business in drive and start moving. You can either go 5 miles an hour or you can go 75 miles an hour. It doesn't matter the pace. You choose the pace. You choose the speed. But the faster you go, guess what? The further you see. You'll see more as you go on the journey. How do you go on the journey? You go on the journey with book, coach the hostess, get her friends on, sell, team build, follow up. Do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again. Know the numbers. If you're using your 90-day planner, the whole purpose of the 90-day planner is not just to check lists. It's to become a person that you can count on in the private moment to do the right thing. And you're like, okay, I don't work with that. Listen, here's all I have to say about a method. If yours is working, run with it. If you're not getting results in your business that are measurable, not roots down, measurable. Roots go down, but in our business, they also get measured. You can be really in the process of growth, but still getting results. It's all about getting results. And so I'm going to challenge you to continue to go with the 90-day method of growing your business and every single day just choosing to get better, just choosing to get the numbers. If you let yourself off the hook today, people that you call, people, yeses that you get, your next skincare hostesses, if you let yourself off the hook today, that's called procrastination. So you've got to build on the process of accumulation. Hold yourself to a victory today and again tomorrow, and then you call it a good week, and then you do another good week, and another good week and a victory month that ends February 28th with a victory. Yours in red, your $2,000 team or $10,000 team, your move up in red, your advancement, you inviting other people. My life would be so different if I hadn't gone with Libby to that guest event. If I hadn't allowed Nancy to mentor me and say the hard things and keep me on course, I cannot imagine what life would look like today. I'm so glad I did, and I want you to be able to say the same thing. So go get your great day. Get on the next Happy Skin Hour. How many people will you be in front of in the next 10 days, the 18th to the 28th? How many people will you be in front of the next 10 days? Below this video, you've got Tina Samuels talking about her move up in red in February. Listen to her story. Right above that, you've got Cindy McFlippin talking about how to do a 5-minute party by showing them your 5 favorite products. You're so equipped. It's not knowledge. It's not knowledge that's missing. Everybody in the world, and over 60% of the world is in an unhealthy state. Over 65% of the world is in unhealthy. It's not lack of knowledge. People know how to eat healthy. People know about movement and exercise. People know about healthy sleep habits and water and knowledge is, everybody has the knowledge. It's not knowledge. You don't need another idea. You don't need another closing sheet. You don't need another meme, another social media post. You need to get to the task. We're drawn towards comfort, leisure, pleasure. In order for you to grow, you've got to get out of your comfort. Say no to some pleasure. The night I met Jerry Shaw, December 4th, I had gone to a triathlon with my friend Lori, who was a triathlete. She's like, I want you to see what I do. And I'm like, she'd invited me so many times and I was always busy building my business. It was a Sunday. And I said, I will meet you there and I'll watch what you do. And she goes, okay, we're going to meet the Shaws. I'm like, okay, whatever. So we went and we had breakfast with Joy, Jerry's mother, and Chris, his late brother. And it was Chrissy's birthday. And so we had breakfast at a little place called La Peep. It was a creperie place, delicious. And we did that while Jerry was doing his swim and his cycle. And then we went around to the track and they were explaining it all to me. And while he's doing his run and he comes in, around the corner in these Speedos. And I was like, that's Jerry. It's like, oh my gosh, I should have washed my hair, put on sunglasses. I should have worn makeup. And anyway, it's real festive, all that's festive and all the athletes are around. It's like, hey, meet us for dinner. And I'm like, no, I got to make phone calls. I got so serious. And I had just met my husband. And I was like, I'm going to make phone calls. I had lost a Cadillac. I'd lost 2 offspring directors and had made a commitment. It was my turn. I could have said next Sunday, next month. I said, I got to make phone calls. He goes, well, how late are you going to make them? I said 9 o'clock. He goes, well, then meet us at 10. I said, okay. I went home. First thing I did was wash my face and put on makeup. And I started making phone calls and I made phone calls until about 9:15. And then I drove back to Boca. It was some Mexican restaurant. I can't remember, but, Jerry had his back to me and thankfully he ran out of chips and he turned around and he was like, hey, you came. And then we had our first dance and the rest is a love story. I wonder if it would have gone the same way had I not stayed in the mode of discipline. What gifts does God have to unlock for you that is tied to your disciplined obedience? And by the way, discipline is not one of my top 5 Gallup strengths or top 10 or top 17, meaning that I could accomplish mastering it and turning it into a talent in my lifetime. It's 23. So what would have happened had I made a different choice during that window? It's your window now, and it's your turn now. It's your turn to move up in red. It's your turn to build a $2,000 plus team, to unlock that second tier commission, to move to elite team leader, to have a red jacket on your team. Go after the best and invite them. All you have to do is get them on with your director. Happy Skin Hour and recruiting opportunity, and you're going to see your team grow. Do not put it off. Do not put it off, because once you see the vision, then you set the goal. Once you set the goal, then you prioritize and you break it down, narrow it down to that one goal. Then you establish your why. Why do I want this more than any other one thing? What does it mean to me? And then once you do that, you track it. After you track it, you measure it. Is what I'm doing actually working? Did I get results? If not, you have to go back and tweak the activity and change the numbers. When you operate that tight in a 90-day process, oh my gosh, and you do it time and time again, you're going to see amazing things happen. I want to celebrate you in red, moved up in red, your new red jacket on your team, your $2,000 team, your $10,000 team on March 3rd at our next club grad. Make it an amazing day. What are you willing to do the next 10 days consistently, going after results? Quality people. That feels hard, saying goodbye to a little leisure, overcoming a little bit of what you'd rather do for the discomfort of personal growth. I know you've got it. It's our legacy. God bless you. Godspeed. Have an amazing Thursday night, and I'll see you soon. Hey, I'm going to be posting on here the general Facebook page for Feel the Power for the unpaid so that you can go, and you can also go to the Sunday service. So keep an eye out for that. See you soon.